Hello everybody. I hope you can hear me. So remember, you have to tell me. Every once in a while I mess up the microphone. I kind of mess up tech stuff. So let me know that you can hear me. I have my little microphone on. I believe I have it connected. That's kind of the other challenge, is to make sure it's connected. Okay, I see Roseanne, Shirley, Kay, Debbie E, Gina. I think I saw Sonia earlier. Karen, Vicky, Barbara Rogers. So happy to see y'all. Dawn. Okay. Oh, good. Roseanne says I am loud and clear. Yeah, for a while I was like kind of messing up. Somebody said I sounded like I was on an old record. Like, yeah, not good. I lost my glasses. I don't really, I wear them as a disguise, just sort of to hide behind. They're here. I don't lose things permanently. I lose them temporarily. Okay, I'm going to kind of formally introduce myself. I'm Lucy Foxworth. My website is paperglitterglue.com, which I think most of you know. And mostly I make things out of paper, almost exclusively. But today, polymer clay. I wanted to make a little cauldron to go in the back of the Vulture Gulch Mercantile. And somebody said they wanted to see the finished piece. Let me see. Tried to turn in. And I finally glued down my little, I glued down the cans and the bolts. And wait, boom. I did not glue down the little, this little cauldron. This cauldron is from Tim Holtz. And I looked it up last night. I wanted to make sure. If you want to buy a cauldron, it's silver and it comes with two little gravestones. I can't remember what it's called, what the product is called. But I just Googled in Amazon, Tim Holtz cauldron, and this came up. It's from 2023, so there is some stock left. The other thing is, if you don't want to be making a little cauldron, I saw on Amazon they have some miniature plastic ones, like you get 12 or 15 all at once, and they're probably a little bigger than this, but if you don't want to make them. But I just thought I would show you. Okay, I'm trying to look. See if any questions. Somebody said, Kathy Bradley says she got the mercantile all cut out. That's good. Sonia made it. And Amy made it, excuse me. And Amy Butler's husband wants her to make it to fit his train set. Yeah, so you kind of have to figure out scale. I admitted before that I don't do scale. I just kind of eyeball things. But, I kind of think this would work pretty well with a train set, sort of depending on how big your train is. But it wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be hard to modify it to fit a train set. Okay, yes, all right. So Brenda says she got a cauldron from one of the dollar stores, but she doesn't have the bubbles. So I'll show you. The bubbles are easy to make. And I'll also tell you, I try to give you a mess level if we're making something messy. And overall, this isn't very messy. But you do need a surface that you can work on, that you won't kind of stain with the polymer clay, and you have to be able to peel it up. And also, try not to drop it in the rug. Let me show you what I did. I pre-made all my little bubbles. It's hard to show them to you because they don't stand up. And then I knocked this little bowl into the carpet. So I spent a few minutes searching out little balls. Now they're not sticky. It's not like Play-Doh. Well, you can see they're somewhat sticky, but it's not like Play-Doh where it gets mushed in real easily. So I was able to pick up all the, I think I have all my little balls. I will check again before I leave. Today is the last day. I'm staying at my uncle's house. I've been helping them out for a few days, and I'm going to go home. So tomorrow I'll have my kind of usual backdrop. I'm going to miss them. I've had a good time here, and they feed me well. Okay, let's see. What else? Yes, a plastic cutting mat is good. You could use a a silicone sheet. There are a lot of things like silicone cookie sheets and stuff, or liners, you know, you could use that. But if you're going to do polymer clay, you need a surface that you can clean off. So, oh, I was going to tell you mess level after dropping all the little balls. I think it's probably a mess level 5. Also, you don't want to, whatever tools you use, I actually bought this with a clay tool. This is my rolling pin, but you need something so you can roll it, clean it. You need a way to cut it. I'm actually using my scraper blade because I don't do vinyl. So I'm using my scraper blade as a cutter. I'll show you that in a minute. And I think that's it for the intro. So let's get started making the cauldron. Remember, I always have to change. I'm rotating this. I'm picking my camera. I'm trying to line it up. Honestly, one of these days I will. Okay, let me see if it makes too much of a reflection. I don't know. What do you think? How about this? Let me turn this one off. There. So this only makes that one little weird reflection. Okay, so when you're working with polymer clay, it comes usually in little squares like this, and then you can you have to condition it. I'm not going to open this one. I've got one that's already opened, and I'll kind of show you. So like you can't really, it breaks apart. You have to bend it and work with it to make it softer, and I'll show you. I've been working with this one, and once you've done it, it stays pretty good. Actually, I think I'm going to turn the other light back on. See, I have reflection on top of reflection, but I think this shows it better. So I've been working with this, and it's very flexible. See, it doesn't break apart, it pulls, and it's very soft and malleable. It's okay. So you need your clay. Also, I like to use a center in it. I like to use a piece of aluminum foil to form the center, so you're not using a solid ball. Now you could. I saw somebody online, it's one of the videos I watched on making cauldrons, and she just rolls it in a ball and makes it in the shape of the cauldron and then put the green thing on. And but I don't like to use that much clay, so I use a ball. Let's make a little aluminum foil ball. This is just aluminum foil, and this is thin aluminum foil. I didn't use the fancy thick stuff because you just don't need it. I mean, all it does is form a center for you. Sorry, I got the black clay in my fingernails. Okay, and then I like it to have a flat bottom because you want your cauldron to have a flat bottom and stand up. So I just squish it, and I can roll it a little bit to make it rounder. So see, we have a flat bottom. And then I just finally realized the top really needs to be flat too. So squish it a little bit so the top is rounded, is flat, the sides are rounded, and the bottom is flat. Let's see, that's looking pretty round. I think that makes a better one. So that's what I've done here, and obviously this one, I got to play with this one longer, so it's better. And then I get my little rolling. If you don't have some kind of tool that you can use for a non-food product, you know, then you could use like a piece of PVC pipe, or if you had a rounded bottle, or like a spice bottle or something, you could use that. If you have a glass, I think a glass bottle, and then just roll it out. See, everybody's talking about the weather. The south has been very, very hot, but it kind of, we had a little bit of a break, a cool weather break. And I roll it out. I don't do a specific thickness, but it's more than an eighth. It's probably 3/8. Maybe it is about 1/8 of an inch wide. It's not very wide. Okay. Next, I'm going to cut it, I'm going to cut a strip, and I just use my scraper tool. We'll kind of save these because we might make like a little edge. And here is my aluminum ball. Oh, I think somebody's coming. I think this might be my cousin. Oh, it's not my cousin.
Oh, it's Bo. Where's Brenda?
They're out there.
Out there?
Yes.
Can I go out there?
Yes, but I am on video, so live, so. That's my aunt's cousin, I think. When you live in the South, you know, you keep up with all your cousins. So somebody was laughing because they didn't know what, they were from like New York and they didn't know what first cousin once removed was. I think those are the children of my cousins, if I learned correctly from my aunt. So I just call them my cousins. Okay, so I've got the shape, and I'm not a pro at this. So I just try to be relaxed about it and not be perfect, and we're just doing a fun little thing for our mercantile. Now I'm going to trim this somehow. Let me figure out how. This is actually a bone folder. Well, that's kind of creepy looking, isn't it? I'm going to cut it some more. Because I want to put a rim around it, but I don't want it, I forgot to show you the rejects. I don't want the rim to be too big. This is the one I purchased, and you can see it's just got a small little rim, and on the ones I made, I did this big flare. So I'm actually trying to do a smaller rim. And this is the one I burned up. If you're wondering why the bubbles are black, I burned it up, and it made it like get all these other weird little warts on it. But you know, it certainly looks Halloween-y. Okay, yeah, I like this better. And so what I'm going to try to do next is just see, this is a good shape. I like this shape. It goes in a little bit at the top and it's flat on the bottom. And so now I'm going to roll and make a little rim, and I want it to be thin. And and let me show you. So this is the evolution. So first I made the one I burned up. This one burned up. Then I made this one, which actually may be my best one. And then I made this one. So the shape is best, but I don't like the top as much. So anyway, what I'm saying is you always learn with every time you do it. So if it looks wonky at first, you can actually take it apart. The clay doesn't harden until you bake it. So just kind of play with it. And so you have a wonky one. I mean, it is Halloween. It is a Halloween thing we're making. It doesn't have to be perfect. And as somebody said, they're made out of cast iron, which let's see if this goes around. Not quite. I want it to be a little longer. And there are polymer clay artists who, you know, what they make looks real. You can see those, but for this purpose, we're just having fun. Okay, I'm putting the rope around. I hope you can see it. I think this is going to work. There. So it's a different look compared to the ones with the big flared out thing. And I think I'm going to do the little green balls. So first I like my potion to look green. So I'm going to make a little surface to go there. Loretta says she's making the candy corn house. We did the candy corn house 2 days ago. The candy corn is not strictly a part of the Spooktacular event, just like this isn't. This is just an extra thing. The candy corn house is a house I made, I think, I don't know, might have been the first time 2018. And so it's just to, it was just like an extra thing we did on the kickoff. But you can look on my website, Paper Glitter Glue, and see the candy corn house. And the updated file, I've actually updated it many times over the years. The updated file is number 139 in my library. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will get the you can get the password to my library and get like the candy corn house and many other houses. I think I have about 190 files at this point. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. Okay, now we're doing the bubbles. I pre-did the bubbles, and I want to embed them better, like they're bubbling up from the cauldron. These others I kind of perched on top, but I'm going to try to smush them down a little bit. And I am going to have a little bit of the potion coming out the side. I'm trying to use different size bubbles because, you know, they don't all bubble at the same size and rate. Okay, let's see if we can use this little piece as part of the potion that peels over. Okay, Sonia says she has air dried clay, but she's never used it. Well, you know, we have all our supplies. Let's play with them. But paper really is my favorite thing. You know that about me. Trying to get the little bubbles. Actually, I like this one. I think that one too. Okay, here I need your opinion. Do I need more bubbles? This one I filled completely with bubbles. There's a piece of carpet in that one. Yeah, try not to get your little bubbles in the carpet. Oh, now one more thing. One more thing. I'm going to try to make some little handles. And, you know, this was the very first attempt at a handle. Another attempt. This one actually looks pretty good. I did pretty good on that one. And this, I think, was the third. It's where I kind of hung them out. I made them stick out, like you hold it like this. Okay, I think the second one was the winner. Oh yes, more bubbles. Okay, we can do more bubbles. Okay. That looks like a pretty good handle. And I'm going to use a tool to smush it in a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can match it. Usually that's the problem with me. So I'm not real symmetrical. straighten it out. Squish it down a little bit. Try to smooth this area just a bit. I'll pull it out. I think this one is my best. So this was the fourth one I'm doing. So I'm just saying that, you know, my point is you just have to keep, you know, just play with your stuff. Just like I see what people do. You know, a lot of people have made some of the houses and some of the projects, and I like it when they make it their own. Like somebody did the candy corn house with some digital papers, and it looked really good. And Sonia, I think, glittered hers, and that looked good. One person put a daisy on the door. You know, candy corn, it is kind of Halloween-y, but it's also kind of fall. And so she had like a daisy on the door that looked really pretty. So just kind of personalize your stuff. And then it's always more interesting. Okay, I hope this is, yes, you can use wire. Oh, you're saying for the handles. Oh, yeah. That would work. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I think this is going to be my cauldron. All right. Let me get the instructions and let me show you. The instructions are in tiny, tiny letters on one edge of the Sculpey. And it says 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 130 centigrade, excuse me, 15 minutes for every quarter inch. And you can see on this little cauldron, none of the pieces are thicker than a quarter inch. So this will be, I will bake this for 15 minutes. And when I burned this one up, I thought it was at 275, but it was in a toaster oven and it wasn't exact, and it just like burned it up. So it does help if you preheat and do it for the right amount of time. Loretta is asking about assembly. I'm going to switch to the face camera. So let me get these things out of the way. Hello again. So the assembly for the candy corn house is on is the live from October 10th. So you go to the Paper Glitter Glue YouTube channel, and then there are a bunch of settings like latest, newest, stuff like that. But there's also a live button. Go to the live button and it'll be August 10th. But there's also a good written tutorial on how I put together the candy corn house. Oh, and yeah, here it is. I used the bat fence because I thought the bat fence, not the bat fence, the spiderweb fence. I thought it showed up against the colors of the candy corn house. All right, let me see any. Oh, and tomorrow I'm going to show you how to make a book base, how to mimic a book and use that as a base for your Halloween projects or a display or something. I just think they're really fun, and sometimes I make the base hollow so you can, you know, put a treat or something in there. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions? I hope I made sense. I really like this one. I think this is a better cauldron. See, this is my purchase, Tim Holtz, my beautiful Tim Holtz one. And this is the Lucy made one. I think it's pretty good. Okay. Oh, tiny bubbles. We can make a tiny bubble. I don't need the overhead camera for that. I got green because, you know, potion. Stereotypical potion. Okay, just get a little tiny ball, a little section, and I just roll it in my hand. Roll it in the palm. And there's a relatively big bubble. I'm trying to get it against the background. I'm sitting in front of their porch. I'd love to be on their porch, but it is pretty hot. And my aunt and cousins are out there. Okay, so, you know, just kind of practice, and then like, that one's still pretty big. So let's just pinch off a teeny weeny bit of green. Try to make a mini one. Yeah, I keep, I don't do clay very often, so I have, it's basically a cookie tin. So now I'm getting smaller, and then I actually just put them, I put them in the base that the candy corn goes on, which isn't the secure place. Yeah, don't do that. They need to be in a baggie or something so they can't roll around. Okay, what is, oh no, my brother's telling me something. Yes, this is polymer clay. I use Sculpey brand, and it's polymer clay, and it bakes 275 for 15 minutes. There is air dry clay, and I think there is clay you can bake as well. But for this, because I'm visiting, I didn't want to have to paint it, I just bought the colors I wanted, which is basically this fluorescent green and the black to make the little cauldron. Okay, yeah, oh, here, I can't show you. My computer's sitting on my little clay, but it's like a cookie box, like a cookie tin box, and I just keep all my clay in there because it's kind of airtight, and even though it says it won't dry out, I wrap this up, I put it in a paper bag when I've opened up a color, and I, keep it in a plastic bag rather. So it, just to make sure, and then I keep it in the sealed cookie tin. Oh, you can leave it. It is very similar. Ruth is asking if it's similar to Fimo. It's very similar. I don't know the composition differences. They're different brands, but I think they work exactly the same way. Yes, so I can bake this anytime. Like the little balls, I made them last night, so I can bake, and they're still soft, but they haven't been baked. Yeah, air dry clay. Okay, so any other questions? I appreciate y'all being here. Make Michelle Price's cauldron card. She made a cauldron card that's very cute. You can make that today. I can't remember what we're doing tomorrow, but for the live, I'm showing you how to make a book base. So remember, that's kind of just sort of an extra thing we do during the 20 days of the Spooktacular. Okay. Alrighty, it's so nice to see all of y'all. Oh, somebody, special oven. No, you can use any oven, but I do bake it on a piece of aluminum foil, so you're not messing up a cookie sheet or anything. And it says make sure you've got good ventilation. It stinks. It doesn't smell good. So you are supposed to have good ventilation. But, I'm just making little things, and I'm not making it over, I'm not doing batch after batch. So I don't think it's that important for just, one or two little objects. Yes, I mainly use the kitchen oven for drying my crafts. Yeah. I bake bread maybe once a week, and that's all I use my oven for. Okay. Alrighty. I'm so happy to see all of y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. I think I will be at my own house. And y'all have a good day, okay? Y'all take care. Bye.